Imagine you're competing in the Olympics. You have one chance. You must win the gold medal. If you don't win, you die. What would you do if you were in that situation? This is El Capitan, located in Yosemite National Park, a monolithic granite wall standing 914 meters high. This place was first discovered in the modern sense in 1851. The first ascent here was only achieved in 1958 by Warren Harding's team. Even if you can't feel what it's like to climb there with today's technology, you can at least see it. For this, a team filmed the entire climb with a 360-degree camera, in places where we get tense and scared just by looking at those photographs. They were able to shoot with cameras and tripods in their hands. We can see what techniques they use to climb along the climbing route. This half-meter space where they try to rest and sleep barely exists, and this is approximate 300 meters above the ground. They find small cracks with their fingers and get support from there. Sometimes they try to climb by holding onto rocks directly above their heads that exceed even 90 degrees. Sometimes they advance by holding onto cracks and holes that are barely visible to the eye. They do all of this with their fingertips. Sometimes this situation causes them so much pain that they can't help but scream. I want you to imagine yourself there for just 1 minute. Your eyes went dark. You lost your balance. You succumbed to gravity, and suddenly you started falling. Fortunately, as years passed, climbing equipment was taken to very advanced levels. Thanks to this, they managed to minimize the damage climbers would take. All these climbers I'm telling you about do this by entrusting themselves to the ropes and cables they attach, the stations they open in the places they climb. Except for some and the person who is the subject of this video. Among the climbing team filming every inch of El Capitan, the name of this man you see in the red t-shirt is Alex HONNOLD. He is the first and only person to climb El Capitan with no auxiliary equipment, only with his bare hands. This type of climbing is called free solo. This type of climbing is very dangerous, and those who do this climb are only 1% or even less of all climbers. The only equipment for those who do this type of climbing is a GoPro camera. They attach to their heads. Alex has done hundreds, maybe thousands of free solo climbs to date, and every time, the place he returned to was the slopes of El Capitan. Each time he gave up on these attempts because he was scared. Scientists believe El Capitan was formed 100 million years ago. A rock formation made of monolithic granite, the largest granite mass ever found on Earth. That's why they called it El Capitan, meaning chief or captain. Warren Harding's team, the first team to climb, reached the summit of El Capitan in exactly 47 days. You'll be very surprised to hear this, but Alex completed this climb that he started on June 3rd, 2017, in exactly 3 hours and 57 minutes. To say he accomplished this climb just because he's a very good climber would be an insult to what he did behind the scenes. Alex was able to do this not only with the notes he took during his own climbs there, but also with the support he received from those who climbed before him. In the documentary called Free Solo about Alex's climb, he talks about coming every year from 2009 to 2017 with the dream of doing free solo on El Capitan. Each time he gets scared and gives up, perhaps thinking our generation isn't ready for this job yet. He gives up. Perhaps thinking future generations who benefit from my experience can succeed. Alex says, if I was going to climb this mountain, I needed a good experience book. He asked for help from climbers who had climbed there many times and worked with them. Tommy Caldwell, who was Alex's idol when he was young, became Alex's biggest helper in this climb. He had climbed El Capitan by almost every route for 20 years, but had never attempted free solo. He summarizes this situation as follows. Imagine you're competing in the Olympics. You have one chance and you must win the gold medal. If you don't win, you die. Sometimes it can be difficult to understand the size of something with numbers, so let me compare El Capitan with other large objects for you. The Eiffel Tower, one of the world's most famous structures, is 330. The Empire State Building in New York is 81 meters. The Burj Khalifa, the largest man-made structure, is 80 288 meters. El Capitan is much higher than these, 914 meters. This is exactly the obstacle Alex is trying to overcome. The biggest reason Alex was able to accomplish this climb was that he rehearsed many times. During the preparation period, Alex climbed places like Monster Off with and Hollow Flake 10 times, points like Enduro Corner 40 times, repeatedly. Alex constantly climbed the same area so as not to have too much trouble from these places while doing free solo. At the most critical point of his climb, there's a boulder problem. Here, you have to cross from a place where you can barely hold on with one finger to the opposite wall. And to do this, you either have to jump to the other wall or cross over with a technique called a karate kick. Alex climbed 60 times to get through here. Alex worked very hard to be able to do these things. Look at this happiness because he's about to realize his dreams. Alex describes this moment as the most satisfying moment of his life. The reason Alex accomplished this is not because he's fearless, because he's scared too. How many times did he give up on this climb? Because he was scared. Or it's not because he's a very talented climber. He thinks there are climbers more talented than him. According to him, the biggest reason he was able to accomplish this is that he wanted it very much. Everyone can be happy and comfortable, but you can't do anything good in the world by being happy and comfortable.